Good morning. That's a nice, enthusiastic greeting on this chilly day. Thank you. Well, good morning to Unity of Charlottesville, all these beautiful faces here in the congregation this morning in the sanctuary, and to everyone that's joining us online today. My name is Peggy Ruth. I will be your celebration assistant this morning. Reverend Don is out of town. Don and Patricia are celebrating their 25th wedding anniversary this weekend. So let's just send them lots of love and good wishes. They'll be back next week, of course. So it is a pleasure and honor to have Reverend Marge Brown back with us this morning. I'll tell you a little bit more about her in just a moment. And of course, I'm also joined by our wonderful music director, Blair Jones, and her cast of musicians and celebration singers. And as our custom, let's open this morning with song.
I am the thinker who thinks the thought that changes the things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thought I have the power to change my life. Any words out on the PowerPoint? I am the thinker who thinks the thought that changes the things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thought I have the power to change my life.
If you ask me who am I am wisdom, I am light, I am more than meets the eye, I cannot be defined.
I am the thinker who thinks the thoughts that changes the things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thoughts I have the power to change my life. Sing with us even though there aren't any words. I am the thinker who thinks the thoughts that changes the things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thoughts I have the power to change my life. If you ask me who am I am wisdom, I am light, I am more than meets the eyes, I cannot be denied. Though I am the thinker who thinks the thoughts that changes the things that shape my life, I am the thinker who thinks the thought I have the power to change my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thought that changes the things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thought I have the power to change my life. I can choose to be the light that brightens someone's darkest night. I'm so much more than meets the eye. I cannot be defined. So I am the thinker who thinks the thoughts that changes the things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thoughts I have the power to change my life. One more time. I am the thinker who thinks the thought that changes the things that shape
Well, it may be cold outside, but we're warming it up in here, aren't we? Well, again, it's my pleasure to welcome Reverend Marge Brown back to Unity of Charlottesville. I'm sure many of you remember hearing her pearls of wisdom before, and I know you'll look forward to hearing her message today, as well as her workshop this afternoon. Marge has served as the senior minister in 3 Unity centers. Currently, she has a healing ministry. It's a nonprofit under the Unity Worldwide Ministries as a 501c3. She's a nutritionist, has been for 40 years, and her health coaching helps her clients navigate the truth about food, marketing, and their healthy habits and food choices, help them heal, and gives them more energy and better health. So I think we're going to hear some great things today. With that, will you lead us in our opening prayer?
Thank you. I got my mic. All right. Good morning, everybody. Nice to see you again, all of you brave souls who came out in this really cold temperatures. And we want to welcome everybody online, and we appreciate your patience online. We're having a little bit of challenges, but they're soon to be resolved as we pray. So I invite you to close your eyes, take in a deep breath. And here we are at home in unity, where we connect heart to heart, where we know there's only one. There's only one of us, one Christ presence in the universe and in our lives. And so from that, we see that in everybody with no exceptions. And today we give thanks for all the people who came early that are in service to make this Sunday service be a beautiful, enlightening experience for you. And for this and for all our prayers, we say, thank you, Spirit, thank you, God, and so it is, and so it shall be.
And let's close this prayer time with our statement of faith. Together, and we don't have them. There's only one. Unity, there's only one presence and one power
in the universe and in my life.
God the good, omnipotent.
I was starting on the mission statement. All right, let's stand, welcome a neighbor, and sing our favorite song.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here.
All right, it's that time for the youth to head to church with Reverend Mark Boston. We have a few messages that I'd like to share with you this morning. Reverend Marge is going to do a seminar this afternoon, a workshop. Would you like to come up and tell everyone a little bit about it?
Yeah, so I'm going to do this workshop on chakra clearing and balancing. And I've been working with energy, oh gosh, for about 40 years as a Reiki master and craniosacral therapist. And when your chakras are balanced, your life works better. And so if you're free today at 1 o'clock, it'll be from 1 to about 2:15 or 2:30, right around there. But you just feel better, you feel whole, it helps you heal, and your life goes smoother because you're in balance. All right.
Thank you, Reverend Marge. Immediately after church, we have a hug meeting. It's going to be, 20 minutes or so. Great opportunity to talk with the board, share your thoughts and your ideas, and meet with other members of the congregation. And that will finish in time for Reverend Marge's workshop. Then we have a winter meditation retreat coming up. Jackie, do you want to share some information about that? Registration is closed. It's waitlisted now. But
good morning, everyone. This first time wonderful retreat for some silence in February is currently full, but if you'd like to get on the wait list, just please call the office and you can get on the list, and if there's any cancellations, we'll make sure we get you in. Thank you.
thank you, Jackie. Spiritual cinema is back. The first viewing will be Sunday, February 4th, so just a couple of weeks away. And we're doing it at 1 o'clock after service this year, so it makes it very easy to stay, especially in these winter months. The suggested offering is $10, so I hope you'll plan to come and enjoy that. And the men's group will be meeting Monday, February 5th, 6 p.m. in Fillmore House. If you have any questions, give Bob a call. His email address and information is up on the screen. Ginger Collier is continuing her book study group. That's via Zoom. February 10th is the next meeting with that group. Ginger's email address is up there again if you want to reach out to her for information about that class. Lots going on in February, so hope you'll take advantage of things. And this afternoon, when you go down to the terrace level, the art show is ongoing, and this month we are featuring Jane Shasky's beautiful work. Just absolutely gorgeous paintings. Yes, thank you, Jane. They are available for sale, and you can talk to Jane about that when you're downstairs. In the winter, we like to let you know in advance if we need to cancel in-person service. So if you signed up for text alerts, we will text you that information. We won't text you for anything else, promise. But it's a good way to know if at the last minute something needs to be changed with the service live. We will have YouTube service regardless. Wednesdays, our healing half hour continues from 6:30 to 7. Wonderful group of folks praying with and for you. You're welcome to join. If you're not available at that time, you can send a prayer request in. There's a link on the website to do that. And now let's share our mission statement. And I have my prompt. So this senior won't mess up. Together, please. Unity of Charlottesville empowers everyone to express their unique divinity, making a positive difference in the world. And now let's have a song.
Oh, look, we have the words for you. All right. Your part is easy and fun on this one. Oh, ready? 1, 2, 3. I know 3 little words that can mean so much. every day. These three little words can heal my life and help me get out of my way. Every time I hit a roadblock, this is what I say. Life is good. Let it go. Playful out. Come on. Come on. Yes, I can. Woo! That's it. Yeah. Tell me more. I am blessed. Yeah. Be here now. I love you. I know the words that I say will determine the way that my life is gonna be. When I say what I feel, then I make it so real to manifest my destiny. I just think about what I'm saying. That's the magic key. Life is good. I just claim it, let it go. Peace and surrender, playful heart. Go for it now. Yes, I can. I can. Tell me more. I wanna know what you're thinking. I am blessed, truly grateful. Be here now, fully present. I love you. When I trust my heart to say what's on my mind, the truth will be revealed. It happens every time. Words can heal my soul. Words can help me through. My words determine what I think and feel and do. Life is good. I just claim it. Let it go. Peace and surrender. Playful out. Go for it now. Yes, I can. I can. Tell me more. I wanna know what you're thinking. I am blessed. I'm truly grateful. Be here now. I'm fully present. I love you. I said life is good. Let it go. Playful out. Yes, I can. Tell me more. I am blessed. Be here now. I love you. Life is good. I just claim it. Let it go. Peace and surrender. Playful out. I go for it now. Yes, I can. I know I can. Tell me more. I wanna know what you're thinking. I am blessed. So grateful. Be here now. Be so present. I love you. One more time. Life is good. Let it go. Playful out. Yes, I can. Tell me more. Wanna know what you're thinking. I am blessed. Truly grateful. Yes. Be here now. Be present. I love you. Yes, I do. Love you.
Give it up for them, yeah. And for all of our New Thought musicians.
Move this over.
Yeah, sure. Got that tea there.
Good.
You're the best.
Uh-huh. You are too.
All right, everybody is alive, awake, and enthusiastic in here this morning. I can feel it. That's great, because it's been cold weather and we've been kind of in, haven't we? Yeah. And thank God for gyms. So this message started out as decluttering our consciousness, and then it morphed into inner balance. So this is predicted to be a rock and rollin' year by some of the people who have the insight and the skill to see beyond present. A year of great change. Does anybody at the beginning of this year or during January, does anybody feel a little bit anxious about this year? Anybody? Yeah, right? So we can kind of feel we're at the precipice of great change. And we have to remember that chaos, and this is a good thing to remember, that chaos is part of creating, and we're here to create because we're creators, right? So we can create the reality that we want to be in 2024. So how are we going to do this? How are we going to stay in a high state of consciousness? How are we going to be that I am presence, that love and that light and that peace with all the events, all the circumstances, and all the people in our lives every day? And this doesn't mean taking a spiritual bypass. It does mean letting it all move through us without attachment. Processing it, but letting it go and asking, I wonder what I'm supposed to learn from this. You know, a friend of mine was given, this is a long time ago, she was given some information, and it was medical information, and she, the first thing she thought about was, she wasn't afraid, she realized, and she asked, well, I wonder what this is here to teach me. And so she went through the whatever she was supposed to go through for the whole year. And then at the end of the year, she went and she had that checkup. And everything had disappeared. So she said to the radiologist, how often have you seen this? And the radiologist said, well, this is the second one I've seen in 20 years. So a reminder of letting it all pass through us without attachment. And note the careful wording she used. She said, I never have this or that. She said, I received some medical information, no possession of it. She didn't own it. She just let it pass through her. Let's see here. So, life is a balance of holding on and letting it all go, just like the song said. And I'm certainly not downplaying the difficulty in this. There could be some tough times that come up, some tough things, always unexpected. And there can be multiple things, right? One on top of the other, on top of the other. And then that's where we have to remind ourselves when we get one thing on top of the other, or somebody in our life does, a loved one or a friend, that's where we have to take really 5-star Olympic self-care of ourselves, isn't it? So what's our plan to remain inner balanced in situations as they come forth? How are we going to presence ourselves? And we know, unfortunately, we know that the usual is going to play out, the usual and the negative events of the world. And we keep those in our prayers. I like to use the word titrate. We let them drip in a little bit at a time so we know what to pray for. And we know our prayers have a positive effect. But we're apparently not to the tipping point yet where we're creating the changes we really want to see. So on a personal level, we might be enjoying less health than we would like to. We might be a caregiver to a loved one. That's taxing. We might be called to shelter a friend or a relative, a young person, because it is what it is these days with young people, meaning the opportunities just, frankly, are slim. And any number of things. So a trust could be broken, somebody might die that's close to us. An event that we're really looking forward to could be canceled, any number of things. So how are we going to remain steady and balanced? It doesn't mean we aren't going to take them in, but it does mean we have to figure out when it comes in, do I have a role to play in this? What is it? And then we simply let it go. Now, if you're a Course in Miracles student for decades, how many of those do we have out there? Yeah, you say, the world is an illusion, so it's but a dream, and so we don't need to get caught up in it. But if you're not a Course in Miracles students for decades, we might get drawn in a little bit, and then it takes a little bit more work. Now this really, and you all know this, it's an incredible time on Earth, because the Earth is shifting, as we can feel it, and we know each of us is shifting, that we're actually moving from a cellular base to a crystalline base, that we're going to have more of our chakras opening up. So let's look at 4 areas that we do have some control over. And as we look at them, we know that we can select tools that give us sort of a savings account so that when hard things come up, we can draw from that savings account that we've already built a strong foundation in. And this way, no matter what happens, and you all know people like this, we can set ourselves up as a force, wherever we are, to show up peace and loving and kind and compassionate, no matter what happens. So, mentally, we all try to figure it out, don't we? How many people will admit they overthink? Yeah. And then we're overstimulated, right? I mean, we have all these gadgets, which, they don't help our thinking. So what can help us the most is actually having a healthy brain and a healthy consciousness. And admittedly, some people struggle with that more than others through no fault of their own. So one of the things is good sleep, keeping regular hours, having the operative word is all electronics out of your bedroom where you sleep because they give off energy. And, for many people, when they just do those few things, they can't believe how much better they feel. Showering before we sleep, especially if we've had a lot of different interactions during the day, so we let the day wash over us and we don't take it into our sleep. Using a low wattage light bulb in your room, and then not having and not being on electronics for at least a half hour before you sleep. At night, I like to shut my modem off. I like flipping that switch. And I like my house to rest from all that electromagnetic energy. And then we take a few deep breaths, we pray for the people that we're going to pray for, that are in our heart, and we let it go. Because we know that as we're creators, we manifest with our thoughts, our feelings, and our words. So if we start worrying, the only thing that's going to create is confusion and manifestation of whatever we're worrying about. So a friend of mine years ago was working in this place, and her and 2 of her friends really liked the work they were doing, and they liked the organization. But the organization wasn't exactly as they wanted it. So in other words, there wasn't really harmony. There was some integrity issues, some injustices. And they decided, well, we really like this place. We like the positions we have and what we're doing here, so we're going to change it. We're going to make it morph into something else. So what they did was they used affirmative prayer. And if you're new to Unity, affirmative prayer is one of the ways that Unity Worldwide Ministries is different than other spiritual communities, because we believe we have the power of God within us. We believe that we're actually God's hands and voices and feet, and that we make things happen from spirit, especially when we're connected with spirit. So what did they do? So they decided to get together every morning down at the stairwell, because nobody used stairs there. And for 10 or 15 minutes, they'd each take a turn every day and pray what they wanted to pray. And they would get excited about feeling the feeling. So they'd take some deep breaths. They'd get into the zone. They'd bring their breath up into their higher chakras. And then one of them would start praying and saying that they saw this organization full of integrity and harmony and cooperation and collaboration. And they did that every day for 2 months. They met at the stairwell. All of a sudden, at the end of 2 months, the organization started to shift. Some people left. New people moved in that seemed like they were in higher consciousness. Everybody was happier. Everybody was like joking and laughing again. The workplace was harmonious again. People were collaborating and creating together. So they did that using affirmative prayer. They breathed, they raised their consciousness, they focused, they concentrated. They felt the feeling, most importantly, of a harmonious workplace. They prayed by speaking the feeling, because we pick up the universal current then, and the universal current then will make manifest our word. They connect it with that spirit and they give thanks. So when we use our mental capacity in affirmative prayer and put a stake in the ground, even if it's with a world issue that we think will never change, it will if we keep on keeping on. How are we going to stay balanced emotionally? Well, I can get anyway, seduced and quickly off balance when things happen to people we love. And maybe everybody has their own things that will tick them off, but one of mine is that I really had to resolve was drivers going through red lights. Now, I don't know if it's happening here in Charlottesville, but down in Lynchburg, people are just not stopping for the red lights anymore. So now this really disturbed me, and I found it quite disconcerting. So I had to shift my consciousness. I had to go, this is not going to upset you anymore. And the only thing it means, I need to shift my behavior. So when the light turned green, I no longer go. I just look at both sides and say, I wonder if these people are honoring the red light. And some of them are and some of them aren't. So I just pause and then go. So one of the things that helps us stay emotionally balanced is when we, of course, realize our triggers and then decide that they're not going to trigger us anymore, whatever it is. We make a conscious decision, we can relive the situation in our mind, and then we can see ourselves behaving, thinking, and acting differently. And then, something will happen, and maybe we'll fall back once or twice, but eventually we get it. Anybody do that? Yeah, exactly, right. So there's a story. Oh, this is our, let's see, did I move ahead too quick? Yeah. Joel Goldsmith, he's, how many people are familiar with Joel Goldsmith? Right, he's the best, yeah. So he's been a meditator for years. He's written a number of different books, and he tells a story in his book, The Thunder of Silence. And he says he's called to be in this room with this person that's dying. And he said he's sitting there and he's very uncomfortable. He says, because this person is at the last stages of death. And he says, I can't do anything to prevent his passing. There's nothing I can do. I have no miracle gifts. I have no miraculous words that I can stay. So he said something comes from the depths of him that says there's going to be a funeral. So then he just sits there. And he's just trying to calm his mind and listen to that still small voice. And he just waits and waits. Sometimes he's begging and pleading. Anybody ever do that in prayer? Oh, come on. How many? Yeah, come on. Thank you. All right. Yeah, so he just sits there, right? And he's open and receptive to spirit. And then after a time, finally these words come to him. And the words are, this is my beloved son, let's say, or daughter, in whom I am well pleased. And he writes this in his book, and he says, no one would have believed this if they were looking at this person who really was in the final stages of disease. Yet, despite the appearances, the voice says, this is my son, daughter, in whom I am well pleased. And then after he heard those words, there was an actual demonstration in health, harmony, and complete restoration to health. Yeah. So physically, where are we physically? Do you like this slide? This big dog is asking him, what exactly is a New Year's resolution? It's a to-do list for the first week of January. Right. So physically, how are we going to stay in balance? Well, we mentioned good sleep. I think the caveat is slowing down and not getting triggered. So just really slowing down. That means taking good care of yourself. Staying hydrated, staying nourished. I was listening to a podcast, and this person said he had some guests in his home. and they wanted to watch some action-packed TV show. And he said, I'm sorry, but that vibration is not allowed in my home. So we have to guard our spaces. We have to keep them clear and orderly because that helps us keep our focus. And I will tell you right now that my office is a wreck. The door is closed because there's just stuff all over it. But I'll get there. We're supposed to get rain this week, right? So let's see, and not packing everything into every minute. So really allowing time between appointments, between phone calls, between meetings, between Zoom meetings, allowing yourself time to just, be and take in a few deep breaths. And then we all know about exercise. How many people are exercisers? All right, we got a good portion there. And even if you're in a wheelchair or you're, say, in rehab, happens to be this year sometime, you can always use isometric exercises. The research on the centenarians, the 100-year-old people, is they used manual devices. They cut their own lawns, they wash their own cars, they do those kinds of things. So lastly, and most importantly, how are we going to evolve spiritually this year? So there's a German physicist and philosopher. He won the Nobel Prize for his work with the uncertainty principle. And that has to do with subatomic particles. So we already know that the universe is fluid, don't we? It's like plastic. We know that from Bruce Lipton's Biology of Belief work. Well, what does the theory of uncertainty mean for us as creators of reality? Well, this is exactly what it says. Our perception of an object actually changes an object. Has anybody, I'm sure many of you who have been around for a number of decades, have you experienced this? How many people have experienced some situation in their life and they just see it changed in their minds and then it happens? Right. So what does that mean if we don't like something? What if we don't like something that's showing up for the greater good, for the whole of us, for all of us, for the world, for our country? What can we do? Well, we can use our spiritual powers to create. And the best way to do it is we can send love. Because that's the highest vibration, right? Send love. There'll most likely be some cloudy days during this year, as there are every year. But what we want to do is we want to move through them. We want to be the light and the love and the peace in all situations. And we know that the light, even on cloudy days, there'll be some light, and that the light is always stronger than the darkness. So what if we become extraordinarily self-aware, and when we view something, we can ask ourselves, well, first we can pause. We have to pause our minds, right? So we don't immediately go to our old stuff. And we can ask ourselves, how can I see this in a new light? Or maybe the meaning I'm making of this is not really the right meaning. What if we decide to really welcome in every day an expanded consciousness of love? Can we say this together? Let us begin. I am welcoming in an expanded consciousness of love. Can we say it two more times? I am welcoming in an expanded consciousness of love. One more time. I'm welcoming in an expanded consciousness of love. So we remember, if we can feel it, it will not only change the object, it will change us. And if we use these tools at the end of 2024 in December, when we're reflecting on the year, we will indeed have made progress. Namaste.
Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayers. Listen to what you're saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always there.
And every thought becomes a prayer.
Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayers. Listen to what you're saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes a prayer.
And now as we prepare for meditation, maybe we can lower the lights, maybe. And let us all take in a full, deep breath, 3 full, deep breaths. Breathing deeper than you normally would breathe. Knowing this is the time where we let it all go. We let the things that happened before or yesterday and what's coming up, we just be here now. We let any worries or concerns go. Knowing as we stay in a higher state of consciousness, it benefits us, it benefits the whole world, and we always come out with a different perception, a different perspective. So as we join together in unity consciousness, we open ourselves to the highest divine in the universe, that spirit. And we be still and know. And now as we slowly and gently bring our awareness back into this room, we give thanks for grace and for that breath that breathes us. Amen.
Reverend, thank you for that inspiring message, that wonderful meditation. So many takeaways from that message, right? I know I'll certainly think differently when that person pauses at a green light in front of me. Well, this is the time in our service when we have the opportunity to give back, to share our tithes and our offering. So while you're preparing for that, first let me ask, is there anyone that's here for the first time? I think there are a few people. Well, we welcome you. And if there is anybody joining us online for the first time, we'd love to have you join us here in the sanctuary on Hydraulic Circle. At Unity of Charlottesville, there's many ways to give. You can put your offering in the butterfly net that Don will be passing around. You can text to give. You're allowed to use your phone this one time in the service. The information about how to give to Tithely is right there. You just key in that number. There's a few prompts, and once you have that established, you're good to go. Of course, you can always mail a check into the office. In whatever form you choose to give to this ministry, we are very, very grateful. So we thank you for that. And now let's bless our offering together. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
Peace in my life is growing because I choose love. Love's always present, it's what I'm made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one. When time admires us, it can't be undone. I choose love. Peace in my family is growing because I choose love. Let love be present, it's what we're made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one loving family, sharing one song. I choose love. our planet is growing because I choose love. Let love be present, it's what we're made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one. One choice unites us. Let this be the one. I choose love. I choose love. I choose love.
Well, I don't see the youth coming back yet to join us. So let me remind you just a few other things first. I'll give them another minute. We have Pastoral Care. If you or someone in your family would benefit from help from the church, the church office telephone number is there. You can also go on the website and request Pastoral Care there as well. So in addition to prayer requests, we have Pastoral Care team. Reverend Don will be back next week. His Foundation of Faith will be his topic. And I'd like to thank everybody that helped make this service possible today. The blessing team, I know Don, Chud, and Vicki, I think, we're heading that up today. Carol, I see you in the back as well. The sound team, Amy and Greg, thank you so much. Of course, our fabulous music team, Blair Jones, all our musicians, the praise singers. Thank you, everybody that helped make this possible. And Reverend Marge Brown, thank you so much for your message today. We look forward to the workshop at 1 o'clock. Well, let's just bless our youth wherever they may be.
There's also hospitality today.
Thank you, Linda. Together, children, uniteens, YOUers, teachers, and parents, you are loved, special, and important. All right, so before we go downstairs for hospitality and the hug meeting, let's share our prayer for protection. Together, please. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And wherever God is, all is well. Buddy Leffers is here for prayer, and the healing helpers will be in the back corner over here.
And thank you, Peggy.
Thank you, Peggy. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment
a being of love in all situations in 2024.